Hi, everybody.
I'm trying to get her to do the intro. Go!
This is the Three Kittens Yarn Mews, and I'm Cecilia, and that's Laura.
Yep, I'm Laura. I didn't tell her I was going to have her do the intro, so, you know.
Worst boss ever. Don't know if I've ever mentioned that. Yep, right there.
I've never heard that. Ever. You know, I completely forgot to get my knitting out, you know.
Oh, see, I got mine already. Even put it in this nice little yarn bundle.
Nice. All right, well, you want to talk about what you're working on?
Sure. I am working on, this is part of my Deep Stash 9 thing I'm doing for Ravelry.
Explain that again, because I don't know if we explained it on here before.
Well, what it is a challenge to do 9 projects from whatever you consider your deep stash. You know, if you've been knitting 40 years, it might be some yarn you've had for 20 years, who knows? Or if you've been knitting 3 years, it might be yarn from 2 years ago or whatever. I've been knitting longer than that, so this is some yarn that's been sitting around in my stash for a long time. It is Rowan Yorkshire Tweed 4-ply.
Nice.
So yeah, it's beautiful.
So what weight is that?
It's a fingering weight.
Nice.
Essentially.
It's really pretty.
It is very pretty.
Got some nice tweedy bits.
Yes, here. I'll bring it closer because it's very dark. You can see it's ribbing. Woo!
Let me guess, you're making a hat.
I am making a hat, but not just any hat. It is from Alice Starmore's Air Knits.
Nice.
Because this is also a pattern that's been on my to-do list for a long, long time. And it is Kitty Wake. Right there. That's what it'll look like. Maybe I'll put a tassel, maybe I won't. We'll see if I have any yarn left. But yeah, it's 4 inches of ribbing, 2-2 ribbing, which this is about 3 inches more than I would normally do on a hat because I get sick of ribbing. So yeah, but then I get to do all these fun cable-y bits, so I'm excited about that. And
better
if you
than me.
Don't own this book, you should, just because the photographs are awesome.
I don't know that that's in print right now. I don't know. It might be.
Must be.
I'll have to check. No, there's no must about it.
No, because I got it not too. I mean, it's like, yeah, this is the Dover edition, so Dover has it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's in print. But
okay,
it's a planet-friendly publishing. So
all right.
There you go.
I think I have the.
You have the old one.
The old one.
The original one. So yeah, no.
Even though I don't do that type of knitting. Cables.
I don't either.
I can do cables, but I just don't love them.
I love a little bit of cables, but in my fantasy world, I would be making this and wearing that. But in reality, that's about 85 too many cables.
That's something that Jane would want to do.
Yeah.
Or Elizabeth.
But it's a great book, and it has hats and men's sweaters and kids' sweaters. And there's a very simple kid sweater in here that just has like 1 focal cable. That would be great if you have a kid you want to do a little something for that you like. Here it is. So it's this one, which I think is
cable in the middle.
Big Celtic knotty thing in the middle, which would be nice.
Cool.
And it's on bigger yarn, it looks like.
Yeah, it does look like.
As opposed to this one, which I suspect is like fingering.
Yeah.
Or maybe sport.
Yeah, that's a lot of cables.
Yeah, she does like the fingering weight.
I really have a mess here. I ripped out 2 inches of this last night.
What is that?
This is my FF backward sweater that I'm making out of our 3K abstract yarn.
God, it's beautiful though. Look how pretty that yarn is.
You know, not blocked or anything. So, yeah. I'm doing, so this pattern, and I'll put a picture up on there, but this pattern, the back goes over the shoulders in an interesting shape, and then you, short row, there'll be a color change and stuff, and then you short row the front and keep going down.
Then you seam up the sides?
And then you seam up the sides. Or she also gives directions if you don't want a short row, if you want to knit the front from the bottom up as well. And then attach it. But why would you?
Yeah.
Unless you want the extra stability of the attachment.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't know, because it's going over your shoulders, the extra
That
stability would be right here. It'd be
Yeah.
a weird place.
Yeah, it wouldn't probably add
Yeah.
much stability
So,
there, so.
Anywho.
I know some people just don't like short rows.
Yeah. Well,
But
that's
speaking of short rows, hey look, it's done.
Yay!
This is the sweater I've been working on many podcasts.
Derecho
Yes, Derecho is the name of the pattern.
by Allison Green.
And see, she knows those things.
I only know that because I keep having to put pictures up on the podcast with the designer's name.
There you go. And it's made out of Noro Sonata. This is it. I will say I was surprised at how the thick thin, it has a little bit of texture, but not too much, so I was happy, because often I don't like knitting with too textury yarns. And again, this is cotton, viscose, silk, and nylon. So
it turned out so beautiful.
yeah, I think it was pretty good.
And the color's fabulous.
The color is fabulous. And I like to point out it has this little butt flap, so in case you like that look, that's there.
Or if you want to cover up the derriere.
Yeah, I'd need a bigger flap than that, though. So.
Yeah, well, me too. But I wouldn't be wearing that size, so there you go.
True that.
Yeah.
Not yet. We'll see. Maybe
Yeah.
someday. Probably not. I probably won't ever be that little. It's like a 36
Never say never.
or something. So, but no, it was.
I don't think I could physically be that little,
No,
even if I was super skinny.
No.
So.
Yeah. I don't think I could either. So, yeah,
But it fits our mannequin really
yeah,
well.
it looks good on her. So, but
our
no.
mannequins aren't named, but maybe they should be. I don't know. We have so many of them. It would take a long
our
time.
one
to
is
name them all.
named Manny.
Oh, yeah, right. We have one that's a male mannequin that we always dress in women's clothing.
So, yeah.
A little bit of a cross-dress.
Yeah.
But somebody said to me, well, first of all, we're thinking about making some men's samples, because we have a men's knitting group that's meeting here now once a month. And so we thought, it'd be nice to have men's samples.
Yeah.
But somebody also gave me the idea of buying a bra for Manny and stuffing the bra, maybe with knitted knockers.
Yeah, that would work.
And then it can be a plus-size woman.
It could. That would work.
Because a lot of my garments end up on there, because I am a plus-size woman. So, but it does look a little flat chest.
Yes. Yes, he does not have.
Poor Manny.
Poor Manny.
He's so abused.
But he does it with a smile. Well, if he had a head, he'd have a smile.
He'd have to have a head.
I guess.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, moving on. I should also show, I've been doing swatches for the Strathendrick knit along that's coming up.
So many swatches.
In June. Well, 2. So this was my original swatch. I'm not letting Cecilia see the other one yet. That's my original swatch.
I think that's beautiful.
Which I think is really pretty. Just not sure it's my colors. I don't think this color does anything for me.
It's fine. I don't know.
So
I
then I
worry too
thought
much about it.
I'd do a swatch with a slightly bigger needle to see if the fabric would be nicer. This is it was a little stiff right after I blocked it, but I've been playing with it a lot, just doing this kind of stuff, and it's not nearly as stiff as it was. So
That's why they have those whapping boards.
you know what? I did not whap this.
Yeah.
So whapping is a technique that I learned from some instructor here in the Twin Cities at Yarn Over back in the 90s, early 90s. And you get your item completely wet, roll it in a towel, all that kind of stuff, and then lay it flat on a hard surface. I use my dining room table because it's perfect for this. Take a yardstick. I use a quilter's yardstick. And then with the flat side of the yardstick, you whap your item. And it's a great way to take out frustrations. But you whap it, and you walk around the table, and you whap all the sides, and it makes your stitches really lie flat and smooth and beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So I did not do that with this, although I did a little bit with my hands, just to get the only thing I will say with whapping is that I have a sweater, so I made a Fair Isle sweater back in the early 90s. And it's a beautiful sweater, although I will say it does have has some weird sleeves. They're kind of poofy and then get thinner.
That was popular at a point.
Yeah, I know.
And I've seen that and stuff in stores now, so it might be popular again.
Yay. Woohoo. But anyway, when I whapped it really well.
Uh-oh.
And the sleeves have a crease in them now. You know, that I cannot get rid of. I could re-wrap that thing and that crease is going to stay there.
So, watch out.
Yeah. But anyway, so I did a second swatch. These are more my colors. It's more greens and blues with some pink. I did mess up the flowers on the inside. That's not the pattern, but so. And the funny thing is, when I measure it, now I'm going to have to
remeasure that.
No, I'm going to have to measure the custom fit way, where you weave in a strand of contrasting color yarn along the edge of one stitch, and then however far you can do it along another stitch. Count the number of stitches between those threads and then measure that distance, rather than laying my ruler down on here and measuring between
4 inches or whatever.
Measuring 4 inches, because doing it the custom fit method will give you the partial stitch amount. You know what I mean? So I might get, because when I measure these just with the ruler, these are the same gauge, stitch gauge. Row gauge is completely different. But because the sweater is so big around, like 60 inches around, if I have a third of a stitch more for this one, it's going to make a lot bigger sweater.
Yes.
So I gotta get that, my scrap yarn out and remeasure. But
age is important.
the nice thing about this one is that so this is on a size 2, this is on a size 1.5. The nice thing about this one is that my row gauge is much closer to her row gauge.
That's good.
I think this one's like 31 and she's calling for 36 or 38, and this is 36.
Okay.
So I'm only 2 rows off, so that means I won't have to make much adjustment for the arm side or the neck or any of that stuff. But anyway, if you're interested in this knit along, it's coming up starting June 23rd. You must order your yarn by June 4th in order for it to be here in time. So if you're interested, join us.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Yeah. That's all I've been knitting on.
Oh, I have this other thing too.
Oh,
Because
sorry.
I've been talking about my mystery knit along.
Oh, yeah.
So I found my colors I wanted to use and my yarn. So this is the very first thing. So this isn't yet. We haven't gotten our first clue yet. So that's tomorrow that starts. This is what I'm doing.
Is that backwards?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, show them the other direction.
Here's the correct direction. I just wanted to look at it. It's Dovestone.
Because it's all about her.
It is all about me. Everyone here works that and here knows that. But yeah, it's Dovestone. This is just some little garter stitches.
Dovestone is so nice.
It is. It's gorgeous yarn.
It's 100% British wool.
Yes.
It's a combination of a few different breeds.
It is a blend of blue-faced Leicester, Wensleydale longwool, and dark brown Masham. So all the good Britishy breeds, and it's spun and dyed in Yorkshire.
It's nice and toothy,
But
it's so nice to work with.
it's really kind of soft for a
It
toothy
is.
yarn.
It
It's
is.
not like Elemental Affix,
Elemental Affix, which
is
what
Shetland,
this is.
and good and extra toothy.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that too, so don't get me wrong. I like toothy yarns. But yeah, so I got this red and this little goldy color, and I think they look pretty nice together. And not too Harry Potterish, which is always kind of my concern, because I do gravitate towards these colors, and then everyone's like, oh, Gryffindor. I was like, no, not really. I just like them together, I did a whole tote bag that had to be felted, which I've never felted, so I don't know why I did it. And I got it done. I'm like, oh my god, it looks just like a Harry Potter bag. It is exactly.
So have you ever done one of those online sorting hats?
Yes.
And which house do you end up in?
I'm in
Do you end up
Ravenclaw.
Oh man, see, it would be perfect if you ended up in Gryffindor.
No.
Because then you could say, well, I am in Gryffindor.
No,
So-
I'm in Ravenclaw.
Ah, well. I can't
Charles
ever,
is in Gryffindor.
I can't remember the qualities for each one.
Well, obviously Ravenclaw is really intelligent. So.
Okay, that's the one. Okay, then what's Hufflepuff? What's
The
their...
Hufflepuff are the planty people, so they're more earthy.
Earthy? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Gryffindor would be brave.
Brave.
And Slytherin would just be evil.
Well,
I know that's
I think
not
they're
right.
crafty or something. It's, you know,
Yeah.
kind of. I mean, I can assume you can be good at being Slytherin.
I don't know. I don't think anybody.
I don't think
Ever
anyone
was.
is, but, you know, I don't know.
Maybe
it
not-
feels bad
Maybe
to say
not crafty,
a whole
maybe sly.
sly, yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's just, it seems wrong to just, you know, a bunch of those people just didn't do nothing but be, you know, go show up to school one day and get sorted into a school, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
You know? And they're not
That's
all
true.
evil. You know, just some.
Just the ones that
Just
J.K. Rowling decided
yeah,
to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay,
You know.
I get it. You know, she's the author. She can decide how she wants to do
That's
that.
right.
So, should I show my shawl too?
Sure.
So
Why
I was
not?
talking to Amy Roos. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
Yesterday, she came in to show me her beautiful Patty Lyons knit-along sweater that she finished. First sweater. Congratulations.
Yay!
And it looked lovely. But Amy's a really big lace knitter, and we don't carry a lot of lace weight yarn here because we don't have a lot of people who use lace weight. So
Sadly.
I was telling her about this shawl that I knit back in the early 90s. It's like an early 90s theme today.
Yeah. I wasn't knitting then.
But it's made out of Shetland lace. Again, another toothy yarn. And so here it is. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see of it. I never wear it because it's not my style. You
Oh,
wanna
it's
hold that?
beautiful.
But I
That's
thought I'd bring it.
gorgeous.
Thank you.
It's like you know how to knit or something.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy.
But it's basically, I can fit it through my wedding ring. It's a little tight, but you know, a wedding ring shawl. So
That's awesome.
I will never do this again. It's a one-off for sure. There are some people like Amy Roos who will continue to
Yeah,
make more and more lace, and
yeah.
I just won't. But anyway, I'll have this here at the store for a couple of days if people want to come see it.
We had that one customer who she made Estonian lace with all the nups and everything, and she just made them for her nieces and such.
Susan Cleage.
Yeah, Susan
Yeah.
Cleage, and it's just like, oh my god.
Sorry, probably shouldn't be saying people's full names here.
Probably not. That's why I didn't do it. But
Mm.
anyway,
Amy and Susan.
Amy and Susan.
We didn't say their names. I don't know what you're talking about.
Susan was such a great knitter, and just the fact she'd give them all away. It's like, man, you know, if I did
But I
that,
suppose if you really like knitting it,
yeah. you
but
can
it's
only
not
have
your
so-
style,
I think maybe it's just more she had so
she
many
already
of them
had enough.
that, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But my lace, you know, I will fully admit, not a perfectionist knitter unless I'm entering it in the fair. So that's my attitude. Is like, unless I'm being judged on it, I don't care if there's mistakes. I figure I can either block it out or fix it afterwards or whatever. So
Yeah.
lace, though, lace doesn't like that. Lace wants to be fixed because otherwise you end up with this weird pattern. Like I did a hat and I got it done, and I didn't even realize I'd made a mistake at some point, but somewhere I got off and it was supposed to look like little pine trees or something. Just totally not anything. It didn't look like anything. And I'm like, man, how did I mess this up so bad? But luckily it was just a hat and it had a thing underneath it. So it looked like just a random pattern of lace. So it didn't look like it
Yeah.
started being trees
I mean,
and
people
stopped
just didn't
being
know.
trees. Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew. But,
Right.
you know, and anyone who knew the pattern, because it was a interweave pattern. And I was like, they might know, but oh well.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But
You know?
probably they still wouldn't say anything because how would they know for sure, it was that pattern?
Yeah. It's like, oh no,
So-
this is my own pattern. I just made it up.
Yeah.
You know? But that would be my problem. And as much as I would love to do something like that, because I would.
Yeah.
It's
It's a lot of work.
a lot of work.
So, we should talk about our exciting news that most of you probably already know about.
I hope so.
But if you don't, we're expanding! So we're in this lovely store that we've been in for 9.5 years. We moved here.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, it'll be 10 years at Labor Day weekend was when we moved.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy. And while we love our space, we've really outgrown it.
Mm-hmm.
I will say our needlepoint department has grown tremendously over the last few years.
Yeah.
It's just exploded.
Mm-hmm.
Not really sure why, but we're going with it.
Yeah,
we're
it's
happy.
fine. Yep.
But it means that they've kind of had to take over a little bit of the yarn space in the back, and yarn just needs more room.
Yeah, we do. We need lots more room.
And needlepoint needs more room too, because
Everyone
you
needs
can't
more
get
room.
through their thread racks without moving them around. So,
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we're going into the space next door where Mainstream Boutique is.
And Mainstream's moving. They're
Yep.
not going out of business. They're moving right over to Kitty Corner from where
Yep.
they are.
There's an empty storefront over there, so they're moving over there.
Little
They're going
bigger
to stay
space
in
for them. And
the village of Mendota Heights, and everybody's happy. So what we're going to do is all the yarn's going to go on in the Mainstream space. There will be an archway between our current space and the new space, and yeah, it's pretty exciting.
yes, we'll have a little room for. And the best news of all, I know you're all worried about it. I get to have an office with heat. So.
Yeah, but she has to share with me,
Which
so...
is okay, because I'll put up with that if I get to have heat.
Yeah.
I'll put up with Laura for heat. So.
Yeah. Poor Cecilia has been in our back room at an area where we just set up a little desk for her, and there's no heat back there.
No.
I
And
don't
it's
know
right by the
why.
door.
I don't know why the landlord never put heat in back there. Doesn't make sense to me.
Nope.
And we've been complaining about it for a long time, and they haven't fixed it.
Yeah.
So, poor Cecilia, we've had a little heating pad for her feet.
Yes, that was last year.
Space
I got
heaters.
that. Yeah.
She wears sweaters and shawls, and she's still
I still
cold.
get really cold.
Yeah.
You know, I wear little
Fingerless mitts.
fingerless
It's
mitts.
like she's Bob Cratchit.
Like Bob Cratchit back there, just wanting to put another
Yeah.
shovel of coal in, and nope,
Yeah.
won't let me.
Well, no, I wouldn't let you put a shovel of coal in. Thank you very much. So anyway, we're very excited about the whole
Yes.
thing. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to make them.
Yeah.
And that might be our contest, which of course I completely forgot to bring the thing
winner?
to give away. And I forgot to pick the winner. Gosh darned it. And I'll put in a little thing about what we're giving away this current week. Because our fabulous friend Janine Cosell
Yes.
from Euro Yarns,
She's the best.
she gave us a bunch of stuff to give away. So we'll be giving away some of that today.
Yes, beautiful yarn.
Yeah. And I guess since we're talking about it, the thing to do in the comments on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, is to say, give us some idea for our expansion. What would you like to see? Either, it can be yarns, it can be space ideas, I don't know, what else?
Yeah. Just if, maybe something about classrooms, or, we're not gonna have a separate classroom, but we're hoping to have a bigger area to put our classroom, so if there's something you like to see in a classroom area, stuff like that.
Anything,
Anything.
Man, I've got a tingle. That's what happens when you rip out yarn.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll just
that's
sit here
why
for a
I
few
don't
minutes.
care and just keep going.
I had to.
You're doing stockinette. Did you go the wrong direction?
No, I stopped doing increases too soon because I
Oh.
thought it said 228, and I looked closer and it said 238.
That
You
happens.
know, I was wearing my glasses at the time, but whatever. So,
well, that's okay, because when I did this, right,
Mhm.
I bound off, and I was doing this little sleeve thing, right, and I'm I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be able to get this out of 2 skeins. I was so excited. And as I'm doing this little sleeve thing, I realized that it said to do this little thing, and then it said repeat. I'm like, ruh-roh. I didn't repeat down here. So then I did this little sleeve thing, and I went back and I did the other little sleeve thing, and I had to go back and rip out my bind off, which I had a really nice bind off, and it did not want to come out. And then redo it, and so then I had to go into the 3rd skein and do 1.5 rows and a bind off. I was so irritated. Well. So yeah, things happen. You miss things like repeat.
Yeah. So anyway, while I'm untangling my mess here.
You want me to talk about stuff?
Yeah, why don't you talk about...
She makes me do all the hard work.
Yeah, I do.
No. So...
And do it without heat.
And without heat, exactly. Or air conditioning. That, in the summer, we get it gets very hot and humid back there. Just an FYI.
It will all be better next year.
So, over the weekend, because I'm on Rowan's email list, I got a little thing about cotton cashmere, which is a yarn we carry from our friends at Rowan. It looks like this. The colors we have they come in these really kind of pale dusty colors. And I don't know if you can see it well enough or not, but there's a little bit of, variance in there because of how the cotton and the cashmere take dye differently. And so I think it's probably the cashmere and there softens up the colors, because otherwise cotton you can get really bright colors with. Yeah. So anyway, this is a beautiful yarn. It is, 85% cotton and 15% cashmere. So it's very soft, and we did a little sample out of it. It is this little baby sweater. See it? It's cute as can be.
That's called the sweetest thing.
It is the sweetest thing.
I knit that. I will say that the sleeves are very narrow, and they suggested doing some decreases in the sleeves, and I did not do them because the sleeves were so narrow already. I thought, oh my gosh, who's going to be able to fit into that? But there are a few people on Ravelry who have given some suggestions on how to make the sleeves a little wider.
Yeah.
Now I know babies do have they have narrower arms.
They do. They're not. Oddly, very few babies go to the gym.
Yeah, they're not very muscular.
Yeah. So, and I thought because it made me think about, we carry several cotton and like animal fiber blends, and I don't know that everyone always understands why you'd want both. Cotton in and of itself is very heavy, and it does have a tendency to sag because during the day it absorbs moisture. Think about like your cotton towels. Okay, I mean it absorbs all that water around. So if you wear a cotton sweater on a humid day, it's going to get longer because it's actually getting heavier as you go throughout the day.
Well, and also cotton's not elastic at all.
None.
So it doesn't have any bounce back. You know, like if I pulled my hair down, it would bounce back up.
Yeah.
That's elasticity. Cotton just doesn't do that.
No. And so when you add in a natural animal fiber like cashmere or wool, it gives you that elasticity and it lightens up the cotton. And the nice thing about this cashmere one is that this is machine washable in cold. I mean, I wouldn't put it in a hot washing machine, but cashmere can be machine washed in cold. And so this, perfect for your baby stuff. And it's soft and beautiful, and it's just so nice.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Cashmere, in general, can it be machine washed? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Cold. I wouldn't put it in hot, but yeah, in cold.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I just figured it was kind of like wool, where the fibers would felt together.
It will if you put it in hot, but it will not in cold.
So this is my understanding of felting or fulling or whatever you want to call it. You need agitation, and you need preferably changes in water temperature to make it happen. So going, hot and then cold. But I've had good success with just hot before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I haven't tried it with just cold before.
Well, when I had a professional job where I worked in an office.
Okay, so now it's not an office. But okay, whatever.
There was a cubicle with heat and air conditioning, and I had to dress in, nice things, and I met with representatives of other companies.
Okay, really, all of those things you have to do here.
Whatever. See, I get to wear my, Charles was folding this the other day. He's like, this thing here with the ancient curses on it. I'm like, well, I got that at Target, so I'm hoping they're not ancient curses.
Hieroglyphics or something.
Yeah, but maybe.
Tribal symbols.
Yeah, I can wear this.
Yeah.
But I would buy cashmere sweaters.
Yeah.
The one day I went to Macy's and they were having a big old sale, and I got them for like $20 a piece or something.
Nice.
But I would always wash those and machine wash them in cold, lay them flat to dry. All animal fiber will felt. That's how we get dreadlocks. It's felt.
Like my son.
Like your son. So you can make it all do it.
Yeah.
You have to work harder at some of it. Like alpaca, you have to work harder at. Cashmere, you have to work harder at. If you work at it, you can make it happen. But the gentle, cold, you'd wash any of your hand knits that you were washing in a washing machine, it's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, this is machine washable. Great for baby stuff. And if you're like, I don't have no stinking babies in my life. This is a really...
You don't have to show them that. Just tell them what it is and I'll put a picture up.
It's called KAL, and it's by Sarah Hatton, who is one of the Rowan designers. Mm-hmm. She's awesome. I like her stuff. I like her stuff too. And so it's just a little simple tee. She'll put a little link to it and...
well, not a link, but a picture of it.
She'll take care of all that stuff after.
And then you can find it on
post-production. And it's on Ravelry. And it would be great. And it's light.
And that's the color that they have in that picture,
That is the color they have in the picture, this nice light pink, if you're a light pink person. I would probably do it in this nice
because she's a purple.
I am a purple person. It's
Did I just say you were purple? I forgot to add person on the end.
I'm a purple too. It's a little known fact.
You can't tell, but her glasses have purple in them.
They do. It's the color of the year, dude.
That is the color of the year.
So
I think they call it orchid.
Yeah, they all
or something like
ultraviolet. I mean, they all have different names for it. And so then that brings me to another yarn. I'm going to talk about one more yarn here.
Also, animal fiber cotton blend.
Yes, and this is a yarn I love. It's by Spun Chloe, who are a local Minnesota company. And so
Cedar, Minnesota.
So you gotta love that. It's hometown. And
well, home state anyway.
Home state, yeah. Well, I just consider the state my whole town because my town is very small.
Okay.
Although I did discover that Andrew Volstead was from my hometown.
I have no idea who that is.
Andrew Volstead wrote the Volstead Act, aka Prohibition.
Okay.
So I discovered that, and Charles made some snarky comment. That's my husband, Charles. And I said, I wouldn't get too high and mighty. He graduated from St. Olaf, which is where my husband's alma mater. He's like, okay, fine.
Never mind.
Never mind. So, anywho, it's a beautiful yarn. It's 55 wool, 45 organic cotton. It is fabulous. It's machine washable. It knits beautifully. If you go on Ravelry, I found a cute little pattern called Chloe, which is by Alana Dakos.
Yeah.
I hope I'm saying your name right.
I think we had one of those made in the shop once.
I think we did too.
Yeah.
I just didn't know where it was. So.
Well, I think maybe it was a discontinued yarn.
Oh.
So it's not here anymore.
But she made it out of this to start with, and it would be fabulous for anybody in your life, especially kids who are a little rougher. It doesn't hurt your hands. Like a lot of people complain about cotton because it has no elasticity. It can make your hands hurt. It cramps them up. And I personally don't really ever have that problem, so I knit a lot of the cotton samples here in the shop.
Yeah.
But I have knit with this. I've never had any issues with it, and it is soft and lovely, and I just really can't say enough good things about it. So come buy some, and don't worry about the wool in there because it gives it elasticity. It's not going to make it hot.
And breathability. Breathability, yeah.
You know, it's not going to be heavy on a kid. It's not going to be, you know.
The thing with wool and cotton or cashmere and cotton or other animal fiber and cotton blends is it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
It really is. I think people get scared of it because they don't know what that wool is going to do or that animal fiber. But really, it's such the best of both worlds. You get the properties of cotton that you like, and the properties of wool that make cotton easier to use and more breathable, and more elastic,
and lighter.
Yes,
that's the thing. It's like 100% cotton sweater. If you're gonna knit one, especially in worsted weight, oh my god!
First of all, it's gonna grow.
It's gonna grow, and it is gonna be so
Very
heavy when you're wearing it. Whereas you can take something like this, make that sweater, you can wear it, it won't grow, and it'll breathe, and it'll be fabulous. And so, yeah, I just want to put in my 2 cents about this yarn in particular, and look at those great colors. Those are like totally my jam. I put those together.
Those would not be my colors, but I can see you in them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you took the gray away, I might do that because I do like purple and green together.
But
kind of that chartreuse green.
But if I was going to do that, I'd want to have a little yellow too.
Yeah.
Because then it looks like crocuses, and that always makes me happy. I love crocuses. So that's what I have to talk about today.
All right.
That's my spiel.
All right. I also brought out a new to us yarn. That's another local company. Maybe what I'll do is just do this. This is Goldfish Fibers. And
Goldfish loves fibers.
Yeah, sorry, Goldfish love fibers. And it's called Shabunkin Sock. I have no idea where that name came from.
I don't know.
But it's 80 merino, 20 nylon, fingering weight, hand dyed in the USA, made in the USA, hand dyed here in Minnesota. And she uses natural dyes, so they're very subtle and beautiful with lots of tonality in them. You should come see this yarn. It's really pretty.
It's gorgeous. I took a class down in Taos, New Mexico, which is the best place to take a class like this, on natural dyeing. And the instructor pointed out that all natural dyes go together because it's nature. And so when she would like just pull stuff and it'd be like, look at this and look at that. And when I look at that, I can see all of those yarns being put together. So it's fabulous.
Pretty.
You know,
we don't have very many skeins. 20?
20, yeah.
Yeah, unless some have sold. I have no idea. But it's nice stuff.
It's nice and
local.
It's local and natural. And so there's one in there that is black walnut, which to me is some of the best.
Which one is black walnut?
I want to say it's that one there.
Well, that helps.
Yeah,
that one.
That one.
There.
Is it this one? No, this is the chestnut freckle, which I also like. A lot of people don't like this because it's weird and freckly, but I love that about it. There it is, black walnut. I did some dyeing with black walnut, and I just loved how it came out. And it's like anything you put it next to looks good. So
nice. The only other thing that is here that I noticed is Cecilia set up all this display this morning because I was stuck in traffic. Is our sign for Cloud 9, and I don't know if you're coming to the Cloud 9 retreat or not, or if you even know about it, but we're having a retreat this year. I think we've talked about it on the
we've talked about
podcast before.
We can always talk about it more because I'm really excited about it.
So it's July 13th through 15th at the Hyatt Regency in Bloomington near the Mall of America. We have Melissa Liebman and Patty Lyons coming. They're both great designers and great teachers. They've been teaching for years. We've had Melissa here maybe 4 times, and Patty here once before. They happen to be super good buddies. They live near each other in New York City area, And so each of them will be teaching 3 classes for us, and they will be hosting, well, I don't know if they really know that they're hosting, but that's what I keep saying, our knit-in brunch on Sunday morning, where you come and just bring your knitting, and we'll all sit around and knit, and they'll answer questions and that type of thing. And on Friday evening, we're going to be having a reception, and on Saturday evening, we're going to the Mall of America for a scavenger hunt.
Which is going to be a blast. I've done it before.
Yeah.
So sign up, everybody. It's so much fun.
So the scavenger hunt is an optional extra activity. And then we've had it available for a couple of months now for the full package, where you pay for it and you get the reception on Friday night, 2 classes on Saturday, the knit and brunch, and a class on Sunday. And we've just opened up single day and single class packages as well. So if you can't come to the whole event, but say you could come to Sunday afternoon to take a class, then feel free to sign up for that. The pricing and stuff I don't have in my head, but it's all on our website.
Yep. You can sign up right there.
If you go to, there are a couple of places that you can get to it on our website. If you go to the classes tab at the bottom of that drop-down list, it says Cloud 9 Retreat. That will give you kind of the overall general information and a link to the page where you can sign up for any of the various events. Or you can call us up, and we'll give you details, or we'll give you a flyer, or whatever. We have lots of ways to tell you about this.
Yes, we have all the ways.
Yeah, so I'm excited about it too. I've been, trying to get all my ducks in a row. It's a big organizational thing.
Yeah.
So, but I think it'll be fun, and if it goes well, we'll do it again.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a little marketplace there. We've got 3 kittens will have a booth there.
Yep.
And then we've got 2 vendors who have signed up to have booths there as well. I'm still trying to get a couple of other vendors. I'd like to have 4 or 5 total.
Yeah.
So if you're a hand dyer and you sell at shows and stuff, we still have booth space available. It's not that expensive, so just drop me an email or give me a call or whatever. That's fine.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And
great.
Yeah, I think it will be too. I was not going to stay there because I live here in town, so I thought, well, I'll just drive home at the end of the day, and I booked myself a room because I think I'm going to be tired.
Yeah, I think you're going to be tired too.
And I think it'll be a lot easier for me to walk down the stairs
than to drive all the way
take
from
the elevator, than drive all the way from White Bear Lake area.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The hinterlands, as I call them.
It's not the hinterlands. Oh
I'm
my
thinking
gosh.
about staying there too, and I live in Ridgefield.
Yeah, she lives like 5 minutes away, and she's thinking about staying there. I think that's hilarious.
I just like to stay at hotel rooms.
Yeah.
Mainly, I don't get to go away very much, so I take what I can get.
Yeah. So do we have anything else to talk about today? I didn't bring a list of things to talk about, so.
No, not really. Getting ready for summer, and that's exciting.
Yeah, I think it's going to be super hot out there today.
Yeah, drink plenty of fluids and wear a hat.
And have a great Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
And I'm going to take this last stitch out, and then I think we're done.
I think we're done too.
Yeah.
So, bye everybody.
Bye.
Be seeing
Thanks
you.
for joining us again.